guy approached me, and it was so mind-boggling because he didn't want anything from me. He was just saying hello, and he was like, I'm trying to run really fast. Can you watch me and tell me if I'm doing a good job? Yeah, okay. I'm just sitting here. And then he went and he ran from like here to here. He came back and I was like, yeah, it was good. It was good. He's like, okay, great. And he made a little small talk and he's like, okay, bye. See you around.
That's like 6-year-old energy, and I love it. It's so cute.
Most people love the story, I think, because it was a feel-good story. But of course, there was a very small minority of people that were like, well, he didn't even get your number, so what the hell was the point? Like, that guy finishes last.
How could he finish last? He's so fast. The guy's so quick.
That was good. No, it's like, yeah, exactly. He's winning. He's running fast. He's having lovely interactions with strangers and then going about his day. Mm-hmm. I'm speaking well of him. Mm-hmm. Like, good karma all around. What do you mean, dude?
Welcome to On the Apps. I'm Julian, a comic in New York City. I'm here with...
Robin Richardson, an attorney in New York City, and Julian's wife.
And we are joined today by...
Tatiana Frank. I'm not dating these people.
No, sorry. That is a disclaimer. No, we were trying to trick everyone. We're like...
now you come into our apartment.
Yeah, we really liked your vibe from across the room, so we wanted to approach you.
It is a date, actually.
Yeah, that statement was more for you guys than the audience at home, but...
Good.
Like, we're just friends. We're just friends, guys.
Yeah.
No, we're so excited to have you on. I loved, we were talking about this before we started, but you did a really cool video where you got like spy glasses, right? Are they the meta glasses?
Yeah.
And you went to a, what does he call himself? A dating coach or pickup artist?
You know, I don't remember the title of the Craigslist ad, but it was one of those.
You found him on Craigslist?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is that not a good place to find... trustworthy services.
Because I feel like you would. It's a great place.
I found my dentist on Craigslist. What are you talking about? Is that bad?
I have so many more teeth now.
Used.
His office looks just like this. Yeah.
No, so genuinely, you found him on Craigslist.
Yeah. Where else would I find him?
Well, I just think I would Google pickup artist.
And that takes you to Craigslist, Robin. Yeah. So all roads lead to Craigslist.
I would either look for them like just through straight Google search and then their website. Like I'd want to see their website and then I'd want to see their social media presence. And then, or I would just find them straight through social media.
Yeah. It sounds like you care about your personal safety. My friends were concerned for me. They were texting me. They're like, can you call me as soon as you're out of there? I don't know why you're doing this.
Was he like a real legit pickup artist then? Or was he like, were you his only client?
Is there such thing as a real legit pickup artist?
What are his stats?
What are his credentials?
Yeah, because I was thinking that I guess, I just would, were you his only client? That would be.
No. Well, according to him, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's like, don't blow this.
He went to Trump University. What do you want?
Well, there was in that book, The Game, when that guy went on, he would do things, he would say his credentials were like the girls he'd slept with. Mm-hmm. He was like, I've been with 6 models, 8 this, and like, and that fan base like ate it up. They were like,
well, if that was the case, then you would probably have been more qualified than the man that you hired.
Oh, you're saying I have a high body count?
I'm just saying that like, you probably have a higher body count of hot women than this man. Yeah.
I'm not going to confirm or deny. I plead the fifth on my body count.
Robin, we're 2 minutes in. Can you please not
stop slut shaming the guest? God damn it.
Robin hasn't had sex yet. She wants to learn about it.
I'm like I'm reevaluating my situation. I'm reevaluating because he's just like some schmo you found on Craigslist, and now I'm like, he's not indicative of.
But Robin, in fairness, they're all schmoes you found on Craigslist. Like, I don't know what authorized resource you would want.
No, I guess you're right. I watched that video and I was like, that I just found it really earnest and sweet. I found him to be earnest and sweet, and I was like, I hope that whoever he's working with, he's helpful. Was he helpful for you?
Yeah, the hard part was like I had to act like I needed help because I don't think, but
yeah, no, genuinely, I do understand that.
But also there is something to me. I definitely don't approach people in grocery stores. I think people.
Did he tell you to do that?
The video takes place half of it is in a grocery store, and he's just like, he'd be like, "Her, go." And I'd be like, oh, no, she's busy. He's like, no excuses,
Really?
Yeah, no more excuses. And so in that way, it's helpful because he's right. No more, stop. You could come up with a million excuses. Oh, she's busy. Oh, she's looking at the broccoli. Oh, whatever. But you kind of just have to go for it. Yeah. Otherwise, you'll always think of an excuse. So he was helpful in that way. He was kind of like a drill sergeant. He was all about the numbers. It was like he wanted me to approach as many people in the 2 hours as possible.
It is a numbers game. I do think that if you want to make sure that you like go home with somebody or get a number, you just have to keep asking. New York City's huge.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I think when people go out, if they're looking to meet somebody, their goal should be to be turned down 5 times and not to like get a number. Because it's just like it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to get turned down 5 times than to get one number. But it also just like, it feels less bad.
You're just going to be like, I haven't been turned down before, so I don't know what that's like.
I did get turned down a bunch, and I think that was the other thing in the video where I'm like, see, guys, like, everyone gets rejected. You know, because all the butthurt people that are mad about getting rejected, it's like, everybody gets rejected.
Everybody does.
Like, probably Leo has been rejected to Cap.
Yeah, definitely, yes.
By women over 30, I think. Robin, who was, you got rejected. Robin asked guys out. Who was the comic? I've forgotten his name now. The comedian.
Can we say it?
What the heck?
Yeah.
I love this one.
No, I got
Like a famous one. What's his name?
Jason Mantzoukas.
Jason Mantzoukas back like when he was starting out.
Before he was famous. Yeah, but I just, I thought he was funny, so I asked him out, and he was like,
I'd like to say I'm married to a girl who was rejected by Jason Mantzoukas. I think that's my credential.
He's like he's not. I guess he's famous for a comedian.
You don't think he's famous? He's an actor.
Yeah, he's an actor.
It is way worse to get rejected by a comedian. I mean, that's like getting rejected by a hooker.
He's also like an improv comedian.
Yeah,
so that's even worse than stand-up,
they'll sleep with anyone. I think.
He didn't really yes and you. He just blows like.
I was like, that's not how this works.
You're not building the scene, Jason. Does he know that you made that video now? This pickup artist.
No, I want to tell him, but I don't know how. He's so nice to me.
Did you just have that one meeting? He
texts me, and I don't know how to respond.
Does he not know who you are? Does he not?
I don't think he spends a lot of time online. Actually,
this is so interesting.
Which is probably why he's great.
How many? That video
I want to have this man on the podcast now.
I know. His identity is hidden.
We got to find him on.
Okay, Craigslist.
We got to go onto Craigslist.
Yeah. Robin, go into Craigslist and find some men.
No, his identity is hidden. I think we saw
on my
him.
video. No, his face is blurred.
Interesting. Okay, so I only heard him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
We could blur his face.
Okay, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Leave that man alone. Leave him alone.
You did the one. He does seem so nice in the thing.
So nice.
Yeah, I mean, his story was interesting. There's definitely a lot of stuff that I didn't put in the video because I felt like, okay, this isn't about him, so I can't air some of the stuff he said, but I don't know. I'm like, it's scary because I'm like, I don't want to make everyone think that all pickup artists are good guys. Either
you tricked me, Tatia.
I think what's cool about it is like it's not black and white. It's not that anyone's a good guy or a bad guy. Well, some guys are definitely bad guys, like everyone in our government. But like, just it's complicated, you know. Like I went in not knowing what to expect. Like I wasn't sure what tips or tricks. Like the whole idea was like, what are you teaching these guys? And would you give me the same advice as a woman, or would you feel ashamed?
Do you think he gave you the same advice?
I don't know.
Yeah,
he definitely treated me like a bro, like, yeah, that girl, bro, like, we're gonna get so many ladies tonight. Like, I don't know. He was definitely talking to me like one of the guys, but I don't know if there's something he would tell them that he wouldn't tell me. I don't know. He was pretty, it wasn't as mind-gamey as I thought it would be. It was more just like, just go.
But there are definitely those guys from the game are mind gaming.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting. And I asked him about it. I was like, "Have you ever read that book? Have you been involved with those guys?" And he's like, "No, I stay away from all that. I don't really know what that stuff is about." And I was like, "Really? Like you've never come into contact with that stuff at all?" He was like, either he was playing dumb or he was like genuinely like, I don't know.
Is this guy's first day? He's like, what?
Yeah.
Oh,
They
okay.
do what?
I was like, well, then how did you come up with your curriculum or whatever? And he was like, well, in college, I just got interested in like how to meet women, and I would just write everything down that I would try, like what worked and what didn't work, and I've just been learning from life. And that's how.
And sweet.
I know. I don't know. He claims he has never gotten into that stuff.
And he's like, what do I call myself? Like, I don't know, maybe like a pickup.
Is that what he said in the thing? Or did he?
I don't think it said legit like pickup artist, but I don't remember what it said.
There was someone I think we mentioned last time on Sam Merrill's podcast. They had brought a dating coach on, and that seems more like kind of what, like it seems like a less edgy version of a pickup artist, like saying like, here's the things to improve yourself, here's how you can talk to people, which kind of seems like maybe what this guy was doing more, or is that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we live in New York, like everyone here claims to be autistic, all of our friends. which RFK, leave us alone, please. We're just...
You didn't have any Tylenol recently,
We're
did
just
you?
quirky, yeah. I know, I feel guilty when RK is like, we're going after the autistic people. I'm like, fuck, like, this is kind of our fault. Because they're like, why is everyone autistic now? And I'm like, oh shit, we did all start calling ourselves autistic.
TikTok allowed us to
They're like, this is like
diagnose
an epidemic of, and I'm like, fuck, yeah, we did start all saying that we have autism. But,
He's like, yeah, it's growing. It's like, yeah.
yeah. But so I think like the moral of it for me was also just like, yeah, so you don't really get taught how to be a person. You either sink or swim, like in high school or middle school or whatever. It's like there's the kids that are like naturally good at social stuff. I was never that kid. I was never popular. I never understood what you're supposed to say or not say. I was always the weirdo. And I had to learn, and then finally in my 20s figured out like how to be cool. Not cool, but whatever. And like...
We think you're cool.
But you know what I mean? So it's like... Yeah, how do you teach people how to be a person?
I totally get what you mean, because especially in terms of like dating things, there's this great show. You ever seen Man Seeking Woman?
Oh, vaguely.
Well, it's a guy like recovering from a breakup and dating, but the funny part is they have all these like almost like fantasy moments of crazy stuff, and it's him talking to his friend who just goes on the dance floor and is suddenly kissing this girl. And then he's like, how'd you do that? It's like, well, I just looked at her, then I gave her the wizard eyes, and then we started kissing. And that's what it feels like with some of these dating things when you're like, how does everyone know this? Like, they got, he's like, yeah, the sorcerer came and taught me the eyes. You never got that? He's like, no, I never got that. And it kind of feels like some people have that and some people don't. And otherwise you're like, it's like, well, someone teach me.
Yeah, and I think people are only getting worse because of the screens and stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think there should be a class in school about social cues, how to be yourself. What the fuck does be yourself mean?
Yeah, especially like when you're growing up, because you change a lot as you grow up. Like that's a time where you're supposed to have try a lot of different things, right?
Dude, no one teaches you that trick of like, if people are making fun of you, if you go along with it, then it's not fun anymore. They should teach that. I was the defensive, no, actually, it's not. And then they're like, oh, we're gonna do it more. But if you're like, yeah, I did shit my pants, actually. I love shitting my pants. Then you seem cool and crazy and like, you know?
That is...
Third grade, that should be the first thing they teach you day one of school.
No, you're right, but I guess school doesn't have the curriculum. That's like an older brother thing, I think. That's where it would otherwise come from.
I don't have one older brother.
But when you see someone doing that and you see them fail like that, as an adult, you're like, oh man, you don't get it. Like, my favorite is when someone especially guys, they'll make a joke about a friend having a small dick. And it's like, no. And I'm like, bro, you made it worse. It is small. No. Whereas you're like, yeah, it's tiny. And then they're like, oh, it's funny. We're having a good time.
Yeah. You see it at comedy shows even, like if you're doing crowd work sometimes, and they're like getting mad defensive. They're like, oh, dude, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, now
now
it's
I want to
weird.
make fun of you even more. I actually had material, and now I'm gonna just spend this time making
Yeah,
fun of you.
now the whole audience thinks you're a dork. Sorry.
Oh no. Well, okay. So I am so glad I have this backstory on this mysterious man.
Well, you
who-
don't. He's a mystery.
Yeah.
That's right. You have no backstory.
I have no but I have the backstory now that you found him on Craigslist, which is insane. Like that is.
Again, I do my groceries there. I don't know what you're talking about.
Robin is so personal safety focused. On our first date,
No, it's not just that. It's like, what are your credentials? I want to see your website. I want to see testimonials. I want to see what you like your philosophy through like what you produce.
you want to see like a
Instagram.
B2B site, like a little SaaS.
Is that what you did with Julian for your first date, or?
Well, I went and saw his whole entire website, and I was like, that website is fucking badass. He has his julianbreheny.com or whatever.
It was my
it is.
my advertising website, not my
And
comedy one.
it was brilliant, and I was like, I sent it to a bunch of friends. I was like, look at it was very smart and very funny, and so I did do that.
And it was funny because I built that website to get a job in New York, and then I got this job, and I was talking to my boss, and I was like, you like the website? She's like, oh, I never actually looked at that. And it took me like 6 months to build this thing, to like learn how to build it, because I hadn't done it before. And then
got you a wife.
And that's what I was going to say. It literally got, and on the date, Robin's like, by the way, I saw your like business profile website, and I was like, what?
It's so funny.
She also would write my name. Any guy she was dating, she would write the name on the whiteboard and be like, people who could have killed me. So if she turned up dead, they would know who to check.
You think NYPD is going to do that work?
No.
My
But no.
killer's going to get caught.
Did you use any of the dating tips in your real life?
Let me think. I mean, a lot of it is about the first interaction. We didn't really talk about what happens after, But
It's less than 2.
Have you approached more women now? Or more people? No excuses.
I
no
mean,
excuses.
I think a good advice was just like asking follow-up questions, which is so obvious.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of that. It was just like, oh, be interested in them and ask them more, and like they'll give you the clues of what to talk about. So like if you ask them if they have any hobbies and they say yoga, you're supposed to ask like, well, where do you like to do yoga? How did you get into that? Or whatever. So, and I remember telling him like, oh man, I keep talking to these girls and they're like, I'm asking all the questions, they're not asking me anything. And he's like, that's okay, that's how it goes sometimes. Like people like to talk about themselves, you just go with it, you know? So I thought that was very like, okay, you know, like that is kind of how it is when you're dating. You have to just be really like a journalist who's really interested in the other person. And eventually, if they're a good person, it'll come back to you. Mm-hmm. Instead of trying to be like, I think the other coaches are teaching like, let them know how much money you make. Let them know how important you are up front. And he was not saying that at all. He was like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because a lot of the like manosphere is about being like displaying that you're a high value man or that you have something to offer. I came across this young influencer and it really made me sad because he was like, no, you really you cannot even date until you have something to offer a woman.
Yeah.
And I was like, so you're not gonna date until you have a career, until you're like basically until you're TikTok famous is what you're waiting for. And I just thought that was so sad because I mean, like, I guess that will like contribute to the loneliness epidemic of.
I know, and it's such a hard place to be in because whenever I see that, I always want to come in, but there's no way to say this without being extremely hurtful to all the people I've loved and dated. Is like, I'm dating losers, dude. You're so wrong. I didn't get the memo. I'm not dating. What? You could date someone that has a good job and stuff? Like.
That's what I love. All the big thing men complain about is like, oh, every girl wants a guy who makes $200K, who's 6'5", who's this and all that stuff. And then I'm like, but there are women not dating those today.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like it's happening in the real world.
All around us. We see it every day in New York City. Yeah, I think mostly you just have to ask. I think yours is more correct. You just have to, no excuses, go ask. Go
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what happens after that.
But
I will say most women I know and me are so generous. Yeah. Like, they're really giving people the benefit of the doubt out there. So, like, I don't know.
on first interactions?
With the people that they date.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're really being, they're not looking for all the credentials.
No, they're not, and they're giving extra chances. They're like, like so many of my friends, like one of the things that I like that has come with like millennials doing therapy is men just like trauma dumping on the first date. And I'll have so many friends who will be like, well, the reason why he's like this is because his uncle touched him.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's awful, but it doesn't give him an excuse to be a fucking dick to you.
Yeah.
So. Women are they're willing to make excuses for you. You don't even have to make them. They'll make the excuse for you.
Literally, we're so creative. Our minds, we have such an imagination for defending guys that are falling short.
Wait, so I just assumed that you date women, you date men and women. Okay, so you date men and women. Okay. So you were earnestly going out trying to meet women.
I mean, the idea of the video was I'm very interested in that. I'm like a sociologist, I'm very curious about the male loneliness epidemic, the wedge that's being driven between all the sexes online and like the rhetoric around it. And I just thought it would be, I think it's funny that these guys like Andrew Tate or what, I don't even want to say his name, but those guys are like making money and profiting off of male insecurity, and the men don't even realize it. And there's all these studies that show that men who fall into the manosphere and purchase these courses and stuff, they start off insecure, but they've done studies that after they leave, they're even more insecure. Yeah. So it's actually damaging and hurting them. And so I thought like, oh, what if I infiltrated this as a woman and got the same advice about how to talk to women. I love that phrase, how do you talk to women? What does that mean? So I thought, how funny, as a woman, teach me how to talk to women. Mm-hmm. That was my,
well, you hired the wrong guy, it turned out.
Why?
Because he wasn't like that, right? Like, he was like, just go talk to them.
Well, he was telling you how to talk to women, and it's talk.
It's talk. Yeah, it's talk to them. Like
Talk to
just actually create the opportunity, right? Like,
Well, there is the thing I always found funny when you, as a guy, you're kind of like, yeah, how do I talk to girls? What do I do? It's like, well, you have friends. Just do what you would do with a human. And, but then you kind of like, you actually kind of have to learn that. I had to like learn that because I went to an all boys school initially, and I'm at a party, and it's like, and I was great at making normal friends, regular people friends.
just regular people, not those weird ones
And then,
with
but
boobs.
with a girl, I'd be like, well, what do I have to say? Because what is she thinking, and what is leading to the date? And it just messed everything up, as opposed to just talk to them like you were hanging out and doing something else.
Like, you're interested in getting to know them. Although I have come to find, because I do have a lot of male friends and I like to study them, is I don't think men know how to talk to men. I don't think men know how to ask questions to each other.
Oh.
Like, there's so many videos of like girlfriends like questioning their boyfriends. They'll be like, babe, tell them what you just told me.
Yeah.
And it'll be like, oh yeah, my buddy's getting a divorce, and she's like, why? He's like, I don't know if I asked that. She's like, did one of them cheat? He's like, oh yeah, I think maybe cheating was involved. Which one? Like, doesn't know it. When did it happen? What's he gonna do? Like, are they moving out? Zero. He had zero follow-up questions for his best friend who's getting a divorce. And it's like, I see that with my male friends. They don't ask questions. I met up with two guy friends. One of them had just gotten into a bike accident. The other one had zero follow-up questions. He was like, that sucks. What? I was like, is the other person okay? Are you hurt? Was there an ambulance involved? Zero questions from the man.
That's wild.
So, like, I think that's actually the issue. That's why I think it's a social issue. I think there's a social epidemic, not a male one.
So what's the basis of their friendships?
Okay, you have one here. Okay, I can do. It's games. I was at my friend's last night, and it was funny because there were like 4 girls there, and they were all talking about deep stuff, and like I think one of them had a baby and all this stuff. And then they walked over, what are you guys doing? And he had just got a little mini putting green, and we'd invented an around the world game where you put the putting through your legs if you miss it. And one of them was like, this is the thing. We're doing it right now. We're not even talking to each other. And I was like, yeah, it's your turn. I think let's finish this game.
Which, by the same token, sometimes I'm like, women, we need more of that. Because sometimes I'm hanging out with my girlfriends and I'm like, no more. Enough analyzing, no more trauma, no more whatever. We've talked about all the trauma. We've analyzed all the psychological angles of this. Like, let's talk about nothing.
Or have fun. Just
have fun.
Let's just do an activity that's funny and silly. And I've heard so many, even last night, one of the girls saying like, literally, she's like, I'm enough with this friend. Like, you get 20 minutes at the top of the dinner and then you encroach it. You're going full hour. Like, but I think it's funny though, because like, women are so generous and kind when the other woman is talking. They're like, oh yeah. Whereas a guy would be like, bro, what is happening right now? we had your friend who came to that lunch ages ago. She was that person, and she didn't. Robin was being very nice and extending an olive branch and bringing her into our group. And it was me, Robin, like 4 of my guy friends, and her. And she just does like a 40-minute story, which was garbage about this date that went nowhere. And the guys were only been nice because they didn't know her. And as soon as she leaves, one of them goes, what the fuck was that? Julian, don't bring her around here anymore. What are you doing? And I was like, sorry. But yeah, I do think, I don't know. Women are very generous when the other person's talking and won't cut them off.
Yeah.
Well, we try. So that's so interesting. I really liked your video. I also am like very interested in the male loneliness
have you
epidemic.
seen? Tatiana's got a great "Don't Tell" where you talk about the male loneliness epidemic, which is. But I think it's such an interesting topic, and it's also like a devastating topic because it is why Trump's in office, and just a bunch of men who couldn't get laid, and now they're like, well, maybe we shouldn't have immigrants.
Wait,
maybe
so
that's
this is
it.
your set is on this?
Well, I have a joke about the male loneliness epidemic, which is, it's a silly throwaway joke. But I have another thing that I sometimes say since that I wasn't saying at the time, but I talk about how, actually it's women competing for men in New York City because there's more women in New York, because I don't know if a lot of people know this, but more women in this country are graduating from college, buying their first home, and getting jobs. And I was like, so actually there's a bad bitch epidemic.
There is.
And that's the real problem.
There is.
So it's like, the government let us have bank accounts like 20 years ago, and we just amassed too much wealth
and intelligence, and still want to date people who make more money than us and have higher education.
But I do think,
which I don't, but
but I do think that is like, we talk about it a lot. That's like the problem, which is like women have started to earn money and live life like men, but they're not dating like men, which is like, and some are, but it's like, be happy to date like a guy with, I guess you were saying you were, but like someone younger who doesn't have a job, where like you're the breadwinner, but we have this.
But
one
then when
friend-
you do that, you get the worst comments from people. It's so toxic, like from men and women being like, oh, so I guess you just like to be in a role of superiority then. And it's like,
Really?
whoa.
You're in your masculine.
Oh,
Yeah, like I guess you just like want to have like a leg up on your partner, right? Or like a control thing. And it's like, no, like not at all. Like, oh my God, that's so horrible that you think that
Whereas
way.
As a guy,
so it's like,
we can date like a 19-year-old airhead. It's like, yeah, perfect.
Totally normal.
That's what you should be doing.
No,
yeah,
people get shit on for that.
as
now,
a
but-
woman, they're like, oh, you got a real Hillary Clinton thing going on. I see you want to take over Iraq. Or I'm like, no, I just, it's sorry he doesn't make as much money as, like.
And they still pick a woman who is less important than her husband.
Yeah, I don't. It's you can't win either way. No matter if you choose someone who's earning a lot, you're a gold digger. If you choose someone who's earning less, you are a power hungry bitch. And I guess you have to find someone who's exactly.
Yeah, but what do you earn? And if you get a raise, they better get a raise too.
Right.
Hey, my husband needs a raise because I don't want a new one.
They let us have credit cards. We caught up.
Well, that's the other thing with like, and I know I follow you on Threads, and Robin, you should as well, because you guys have the exact same revolutionary
God.
vibes.
Then I will.
You're just constantly posting on shit. Like the thing I love about the Trump Chicago meme thing was just, I don't know, this is not a political podcast, but that was like, my dad calls me, he's like, what is happening,
What
bro?
the
You got to come
fuck?
home.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
And it's also like, also just like lame AI. Like moving
Yeah.
aside from the fact that it's like a violation of civil liberties, it's like, bro, that photo sucks and you suck.
you suck.
I mean, yeah, I think what made me the most sad about that is like, yeah, he's posting this meme that's supposed to be funny. And like, I mean, just verbatim what I wrote was just like, I never believed comedy had the power to make real positive change, but it does have the power to completely take down a democracy,
Yes.
which is so horrible. Which means as a comedian, I'm doing something that I believe cannot improve the world really materially, but can absolutely make it worse.
I mean, I think
That's a huge responsibility.
I think it can improve it, but the problem is like all the people who used it happen to be the bad guys. Like
Think about the stuff we're talking about now. Carlin was already talking about 30, 40 years ago. Marin had a special in the 90s about this stuff. There's so many comedians, and I don't mean to just name white guys. There's people of all colors that are talking about the class struggle. I mean, we had the greatest orators of all time, and Malcolm X and MLK and everybody. It's like, I don't know. I mean, they weren't comedians, but like, I don't think comedy has ever moved us in the right direction in terms of class struggle, unfortunately. Like, I feel like it's like preaching to the choir. But like, bad comedy is being fully used by this administration, like, extremely effectively. I mean, and then the South Park thing was all we had, and everyone was excited about the South Park thing, and it was like, it did nothing. And they did that thing that I said you should teach in 3rd grade, which is they went, oh yeah, that is funny.
And I was like, shut the fuck up. I was so mad when they did that. They were like, I made it on the joke. And I was like, we hate you. We hate you so much.
Charlie Kirk was like, I do sound like that. And I was like, fuck, they figured it out.
Yeah, they figured. Did you tell them? Okay.
I know, they watched my video.
I think they've been on Craigslist, actually.
He just wanted to know how to pick up women. And he's like, wait, I know how to be a worse Nazi, actually.
But what I hate is like the thing that's... where
Just
I
have
think,
a good sense of humor, and you could really get away with being a Nazi.
well, so people like Trump because he was funny. Like they
he's
said,
funny,
they
yeah.
were like, he's funny in the debates. And everyone was like, this guy's kind
You
of...
got a
kind of-
dog wife, Ted. And you're like, yeah, he does have a dog wife.
Comedy took down our entire democracy.
Yeah.
How do you feel as a comedian?
Elon should have never made it legal. Okay, I think-
Exactly. It should have stayed illegal.
I wish we kept making it illegal. No, I disagree slightly. I think I think it can be. I get what you're saying about being preachy. Some people are very bad with it, like clapter sort of pandering stuff. I think what I liked about your loneliness epidemic is I don't think it was just been like shitting on men, because I think you kind of have to meet them in the middle. And I think what we've done really badly is meet these men anywhere. And for so long it was like, oh, like they're upset because we were saying like we hate men during like when we were flicking back to try and like when Me Too happened, they were like, this is so mean to us. And it's not like you wanted to reach out to them, but they just felt left out. And now anytime you do like you shit on men in a joke, they just go further to the Andrew Tate sphere. So I try and write stuff that like I try and hit somewhere, and like I find it really hard to like get them at all. Like I make any point about them that I think is reasonable, and they're like fucking deep state.
Yeah. I really don't make fun of them much in my thing. Like, I mentioned epidemic, and I'm really making fun of like the medical terminology and the fact that it's being given so much lip service when like the rest of my, it's only like 10, 13 minute special is actually about violence against women. And like there's no epidemic for that. I talk about my mom getting hit, I talk about women getting punched in the face in New York City, and it's mainly about that, and my guy friends who are all crushing puss. Shout out to my boys. They're all dating girls that are way too young for them. I love my old souls. And it's really about that. So it's like, there's no point where I'm like, yeah, you lonely little fucking in your mom's basement. It's like, no.
That's what I'm saying. You're not doing it, which is why I think it's more effective. And I think some people people
will see the headline and they just go to the comments and be like, fuck you.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm saying I just don't know how to reach the people who actually can be turned. Because I think we always argue about this, especially with political stuff, when I'm like, Robin just won't talk to people who are on the other side. And she's like, and I'll try and find people who are somewhat swayable. And like maybe it doesn't work. Maybe I'm, like you said, George Carlin was doing stuff forever ago.
I also think that when you come in and say, listen, I'm a very tall white man, and I just am automatically going to sound reasonable, saying the exact same things that my wife is going to say. I think it's a lot easier for you to have those conversations.
Yeah, I think sometimes the reason you sound unreasonable is because you're yelling and putting up Zionist eat poop stickers.
Well, no, they drink piss first and foremost.
Well, they're gonna call him a Chad. You know what a Chad is?
Yeah, they're like the ideal guy, or they're like the guy they're a guy
because you have a jawline.
A guy with a jaw.
They'll rule you out immediately. You can't have.
Oh, because they're like, well, I do get that when I'm like, this is a podcast about dating advice. They're like, you can shut up, shut
your
guy.
fucking mouth.
What do you do? Turn up? Boo.
What? You have an accent and you're tall? Yeah.
Oh, you got a wife and you wanted more? You piece of
You're
shit.
a piece of shit.
And I'm like, hey, you can have my wife. Okay. And that's allowed.
You're doing more for the epidemic than anyone.
That's right. I just think
Pass around, boys.
everything's a lease, okay? No ownership in 2025.
I'm ignoring the shit out of her. She'll go with anyone that'll listen.
She's a slut and she's sad.
Yeah. I really knocked down her confidence. She's perfect for the picking.
No, not him. Just the world. The world.
Yeah.
Knocked down my confidence.
Same.
Yeah, no, but I think, you should follow each other because I think you have the same vibes.
I do follow you on Instagram, but not on Threads. I will follow you on Threads.
I just will see, they'll be like, Robin, I love you, but you're not, in terms of like the spectrum of like a reason, like it'll just be like Ted Cruz, and then Robin's just like, eat shit. just like, no, and Robin's like, it's not working. And
He's not eating the shit.
He's not. There's no part of me that's like trying to change anybody's mind online. I just don't think you can. I'm not sure that minds can be changed. And when they are, I think it's done in like one-on-one, slowly, with people who you have relationships with already. Like I managed to have a respectful conversation about how to have sex for the first time with somebody who
it was me.
Culturally, he's from like rural Yemen, and culturally, like they have sex after they are married. It's literally like the first time that they meet each other or the second time they meet each other in person. And all of their relatives are outside, and they're meant to have sex in 5 minutes. And this is like this girl's first time. She's like, hasn't been viewed by a man in a lot. So I was like, you have to, like, you should go slow. Like, this. I was like, this is where the clitoris is. Like,
wait, this is a friend of yours? This guy from Yemen?
So, and this is somebody who, like, I have, like, gained his trust slowly over, like, the course of 2 years. And when we first had a conversation, I was like, you should go slow. And I was like, you want to, like, stimulate this person, or stimulate your wife first, and like it might hurt, like, and actually there should not be blood. And he's like, even if she's a virgin? I'm like, yes, even if she's a virgin, like this is, and it hurts, like that will hurt her if you do that. And he's like, well, everybody's gonna be outside yelling at me, and if I don't do it in 5 minutes, like they're gonna say I'm not a man, and da 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 da. And then, like, a couple days later, he was like, you know what? I thought about it, and you're like, I think I shouldn't hurt my wife the first time I meet her. And that makes a lot of sense. And maybe since I should be protecting her, like, I shouldn't really care what all my relatives are screaming. And I don't think that anybody else could have had that conversation with him. Mm-hmm. And I think if I had just come in as a white lady and been like, listen, this is how you're supposed to do it, it wouldn't have been received at all, right? Mm-hmm. You'd just be like, you don't really know my culture, and you don't respect it at all. So I think that's like really the only way you change people's minds. And we're in this part now or this time in history where we're not really talking to people in person. We're only screaming at each other online. And we're living in our bubbles, and that's just happening fewer, and it's happening less often. Like, we're not even talking to our families about this stuff anymore, right?
Right.
Like, it is okay to just be like, yeah, I'm cutting off my uncle. Which, I think people should, like, everybody has their own ideas about, like, how they want to run their relationships, but it's just, the uncomfortable conversations are, like, where understanding comes from, and we're just not doing it anymore. And it's a shame.
But you say that you can't change minds through anything other than one-on-one. First off, that one-on-one conversation with someone from rural Yemen about sex, that's going to be like the hardest one. Like,
it's a tough one.
So that's like, you can do, there's a level before that. But also Andrew Tate changed millions of minds without one-on-one conversations. So your point is you can make it worse. Maybe that's it, but it's like, people have been changing minds in the other direction.
I just don't. I think Andrew Tate is a grifter who's like taking advantage of and not actually giving people anything. Like, I think he's making people's lives worse. And I think eventually, I hope that those people will change. Like, they'll be like, oh, this isn't really working for me.
Yeah.
And they'll either kill a bunch of people or they'll change. Hopefully they'll change. But you're right. He has changed, but he does it over time, right? Like, he has like this back catalog of like he for some reason people are like buying into his shtick. He didn't just walk up to them and say, "This is how you have to treat women."
No, he showed he was a high value male by having cars and doing big kicks.
He displayed his high value.
This is an Andrew Tate Stan podcast, okay, so you might want to jump on. I also get mad when I talk about stuff like that because I don't want to watch Andrew Tate, but I want to be able to say that I know why he's bad. And then people are like, have you even watched his stuff? And I'm like, I hate, what?
I don't know. You don't have to I don't think you have to read Mein Kampf to know that like Hitler was a...
No, you read it because it's a great book. Okay,
you read it for the story, okay? Structurally, it's incredible.
It's getting very political. I want to try something I wanted to bring up. You said in one of your stories that you love going to the strip club.
Oh, yeah.
You went there for a birthday,
in my
right?
stories, yeah. Because I was going to Atlanta, and I was so excited because it's like the strip club capital. But my show was actually in Alpharetta, which is an hour outside Atlanta. So, and it turns out that comedians, at least the ones I run around with, are actually very broke. So we did not go to the strip club.
Strip clubs are maybe the worst place on earth to be when you don't have money.
Yeah.
You don't want to be negotiating a lap dance. What would 10 get me?
And they all had were in loving relationships. I'm like, I can't be the girl that drags the guys that are in happy relationships to the strip club, and like, that's not who I want to be.
And you can't go alone.
No, yeah.
I guess you could, but I don't. There is something. Just the physical act of throwing money is like it's fucking exhilarating.
Yeah.
There's nothing better. I do it at drag shows. That's like my preferred. Or like I would do it at strip shows. I just can't afford it. Like genuinely, strippers are so expensive. But yeah, it's something about just like throwing money is. When I start, I can't stop.
I don't love giving away my money, but I like.
What about when you throw it? What about when you throw it, Tatiana?
I actually feel like the first couple times I threw it was awkward. It like flew back at me. And I was like, oh, there's like a trick to this.
Yeah.
I did it wrong. Like, hit me in the face. I was like, God damn, I had to pick it up
Like...
myself and do it again.
And then you look
humiliated.
Like who's like possibly stealing.
They're like, we don't even want it. This is weird.
Ma'am, you know Arrested Development when Job is throwing the letter into the ocean? It's just you. I was at a strip club once and the guy had a gun. Like, not a gun.
Oh my
money
God,
gun.
yeah, the money.
But it missed. And then a bunch of it like hit me. And I was like, do I keep this?
Is this mine now?
Like,
obviously, I put it on.
Like, I have to earn this.
I was like, I think I just like let it hit the ground because I think it'd be wrong to be like, yeah, obviously for me, yes.
Yeah, because I think it is like a very much a faux pas to be like even touching the money that's on the ground because I have people for that.
I thought it was finders keepers. But.
Guys, you're dropping all your money on here.
Yeah, I did my birthday there. It was fun. It's fun like introducing new people for their first experience because. I don't know. You feel like you're ushering them into this. I think it's fun. A lot of people are like, it makes me sad. And I'm like, women making money makes you sad. Well, also, they play great music. It's a club atmosphere, so they're playing great music. People are dancing. At least the girls are dancing. It's like a shrine to the female form, you know? So I just think all of that is so fun, and it's so, like, excessive, you know? It's like, now, I don't even think clubs, like, I guess clubs exist, but they're all, like, techno, and it's so scary, and there's smoke, and everyone's like got their pupils are really tiny, and I don't know, like it doesn't feel safe. But you go in there and it's all these like beautiful women, and you're like, oh, everything's gonna be fine. Like, Diamonds got me, you know.
Also,
like,
and those women are making way more money than us.
Certainly in Atlanta.
Yeah, in Atlanta. Oh, definitely in Atlanta. But like, I mean, I guess there are some strippers who make less money than I do, but
and they're great conversationalists, great company. There's
Beautiful.
a reason people fall in love, because they're excellent company.
This one really liked me, Robin. I'm telling you. This one meant it.
This is a man who's been walked to an ATM before, so I'm sure he was well loved.
Yeah, that's
well
it.
loved.
No, I was very insecure. I did have, this is an overshare, but I was on a date once and the girl said her fantasy was like a strip fantasy, so she wanted me to get a bunch of dollar bills and throw them. So I had to go to the deli and be like, can you give me 50 ones? And he was like, what?
That's what my girlfriend do.
It's not weird. He said, are you going to a strip club? I was like, sort of.
No, but if you were going, I mean, you wouldn't need to get it from the deli if you were going to a strip
No,
club.
that'd be weird. Guys, are we bringing our own ones? In the group chat for the first time. Where are you getting your ones, everybody?
Well, the ATM fee is for all you first timers. Bring cash. The ATM fee is where they rob you blind.
Oh.
Yeah, the ATM fee at a strip club is like at least $20, I think.
I didn't know that.
That's
great
it's
tips.
genius on their part. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're not in the right state of mind. You're just like, they were pretty girls and I'll do anything.
I mean, it's like selling water in the desert. Like, you gotta.
It used to be that, like, if anybody had a $2 bill, they were like, oh, so you've been to a strip club, because that was like another way that they would just like.
Wait, I don't know the $2 thing.
Yeah, I'm old, so it's like it was. There used to be $2 bills.
Yeah, I know that.
And then and I guess strip clubs.
But so
It was,
that
like, the
they
only
would,
place that
so
had
you would
them.
give 100 and they would give you
give it to you
52s.
in
They're like, here are 250s.
Yeah, exactly.
Use them wisely.
It was like, it was a sum that was like somewhat reasonable, but yeah, I think that it was said that like that's just where they were traded, and now I haven't seen a $2 bill in a long time.
Well, go to the strip club. Okay, what are you doing? Back to the club, Robin.
I can't afford strip clubs.
You can afford go-karts? No, never mind. Robin took this guy she was describing. He was going back to Yemen, and so they went to Coney Island together.
He hadn't like done anything in New York, so.
And then Robin's like, I spent $200 on go-karting. And I was like, what?
It was
fun.
$200.
It was fun. Well, we go-karted most of the night, so we go-karted.
Again, a lot.
Yeah, seriously.
That's
We both
awesome.
discovered they were scared of rides, so we were just go-karted.
Well, and also if this comes out in time, Save Coney Island.
What's
Yeah.
happening?
They're trying to turn it into a casino.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I hate this
I
timeline.
hate it.
Finally, a casino in this
Yeah.
town. Let's go.
It's so horrible.
It's so hard because casinos are like, they just make so much money and they destroy everything around it. So everyone's like, well, of course. And they don't even make money. They just take money from the
Yeah,
people.
just take money.
Aren't they
It's-
supposed to be illegal?
Yeah, I think they are.
Are they?
I mean, yeah, they are.
Illegal.
Like, there's no like
In New York?
gambling in general is like illegal in New York. So like the only places where they have usually the only places where they have casinos outside of Las Vegas and Atlantic City are on Native American or First Nations reservations. Like their land is where they have casinos. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because
So what do? What do we sign a petition?
yeah, there's a petition. They're having some city council meetings to try and stop it.
Oh, fuck yeah.
The only people that are going to benefit from it are a handful of
Yeah,
billionaires.
handful of fucking.
And the whole
billionaires.
area around it just sucks. Have you been to Atlantic City? Everything there looks garbage.
Horrible.
Sucks.
Yeah.
So
Like the plan is to build a casino there, or they're just like gonna take away.
they're going to tear down like half of the park
What the fuck?
and leave like a few rides, I think, as a compromise. But it's going to be such a big structure, it's going to overshadow the park and the boardwalk.
And that's like the best part of Coney Island.
Yes.
but the other
That
part
it's
is
like
it's also
right
like-
on the beach.
Yeah.
It's like
Even if there are rides and stuff, it's like the vibe is going
the
to be
vibe
really
is
bad.
gonna be gross.
And it's just going to be, yeah.
The vibe is gonna be stale cigarette smoke and like,
I
sad
think
people.
if they want to rejuvenate the area, they should invest in artists. Like
Yeah.
like put artist housing out there. The boardwalk would be perfect. There's no buskers or anybody like playing music or selling art. Like I think you could have a whole renaissance down there. But we're not thinking long term
not thinking about
thriving.
that, no.
We're just thinking about money right now. Anyway, that's it.
No,
You can
okay.
cut that out, but
No, that's
No.
fine. We'll save Coney Island.
Are you gonna go to City Hall?
I signed the petition and they sent me an email about some meeting that was happening where you can go and make a statement, and like I don't know that I have a statement. I'm not like a direct resident there, but I signed the petition. I'm following what's happening.
And you're allowed to go yell at your city council
And
members.
they have the list of names of representatives that are in charge of voting on it, so you can call them and voice your opinion.
Yeah, I'm gonna sign up.
Yeah, you're talking to Robin. Is
Yeah,
very
Trying to-
I'm glad. If anything comes out of today, it's at least I found the right person, the loud enough person that might
Yeah,
save
loud
money.
enough.
Robin puts up probably 100 stickers a day.
Probably.
Oh, really? Wow.
And they all.
I don't know how you.
I taught my friend how to fuck his wife at this park. How dare you? How dare you build a casino? I have memories here. He was gonna hurt her. And I said, slow.
Exactly. They're gonna be like, ma'am, what?
So, please step
It's a long
aside.
story.
Okay, we're definitely tearing this place down. This place is gross now. Let's build 2 casinos.
Oh.
Okay. Well, no, we will look into that.
Yeah,
And then
I
we'll
genuinely
bring this
will.
back.
I think it's like one of the best parts of New York City, and it feels like it's cut out of time. Like I just.
It's magical.
We should go sometime. Maybe. I'm not.
You want to go kart?
Date night.
Date night back.
You want to go karting?
Yes, sure.
You want to ride one roller coaster and be like, I'm too scared. And
Do you
then
have
go
$200 we can quickly just burn on go-karting? Anyway, back to the premise of the podcast. Do you get approached by people after the show for dating? Like, have you ever dated someone who you met at the show?
For anybody who's listening and not watching, Tatiana is very, very pretty.
Oh, that's so sweet.
You slot well into like
You're
a
like,
convention.
how would you rate yourself on a 1 to 10
no,
scale?
Yeah, like
Here's a body count, 1 to 10.
Yeah. So you tell us how hot you think you
If
are.
anyone's watching, I'm also very beautiful.
yeah. No, but-
Robin's here too.
Oh yeah, wait, I'm supposed to. They're also hot, guys.
No,
Sorry,
no,
where are my
genuinely
manners?
like very, very, like a very beautiful person. So, but do you get approached? Because I kind of thought Julian would get approached more after shows than he does.
Really?
I'm not good at comedy. That's the problem.
I feel like male comedians get approached way more. I mean, female comedians get stalkers, but which I guess
Fun.
male comedians do too. But I feel like male comedians get approached more than female comedians. But yeah, it
That
doesn't
makes me
happen
feel
to us.
bad, but not
I just
I'm
feel
not
like
getting approached.
like being stalked as a man is just like not that big of a deal. I'm like, that's like.
Well, have you seen
probably a
Baby
take.
Reindeer?
I haven't.
Great show.
It seems like creepy, but not necessarily. Where like I fear for that man.
Well, did it get that place?
Do
You
get
haven't
to
watched
that
it,
place?
Robin.
Yeah,
So
I haven't
good.
watched it. Do you fear for him? Because it is based on a true story.
It is scary. I think stalking should be treated like more of a crime. From what I hear, it's like there's not much you can do when
There
it
really
happens.
isn't.
But I'm lucky so far. I'm okay. But I feel like I've talked to other female comedians, and like one of this girl was telling me about her stalkers, and she's like, "Oh my God, where are my manners?" Like I keep going on and on. Like, what are your stalkers like?
Really?
And I was like, "Oh, I don't have any." And she's like, "Oh,
You'll get there.
yeah, okay." Sorry, let's change the subject.
You're doing okay.
Yeah.
But it must.
And even the clubs, you go perform at these clubs when I'm touring, and the security are like so preemptively like, anyone that you let us know, we saw a guy outside. I'm like, yeah, it's a comedy club. There's gonna be guys coming to see it, you know? Like they're like, I don't know, he looked weird. I'm like, yeah, people that like comedy are usually nerds, actually, myself included, and all. Which is the funniest thing that now comedian guys are on top of the fucking social whatever
Yeah.
because they're actually the nerdiest people alive. But anyway, so yeah, all the security guards at these clubs are like, "Are you okay? Is that guy? I saw a guy came alone." I'm like, "Yeah, it's the Die Alone tour. I told these guys to come alone. They don't have friends or loved ones. Like everyone is a potential. I don't know.
Potential dire alone.
Well,
Potential meal for their cats for a couple weeks before their neighbors smell them.
The thing that sucks is to be good at comedy, like you're posting constantly about where you are. Like you're
Yeah.
literally. There's no way to avoid that. You have to promote. So you're just like, I'm literally going to be in these locations.
Yeah.
At these times.
Here's a list of my fears and weaknesses.
There will be a light in my eye, so I won't be able to see you.
Yeah, exactly. The light and eye. So I'm sorry you don't have any stalkers yet. We'll see.
No. Please don't stalk me. I don't know.
And so you don't get approached at all after shows?
Well, no, I encourage people to approach me after the show if they're a fan or if they just want to say hi or take a picture. Which is such a weird thing. If you want to take a picture with me, but it's like some people
want to.
Some people want to, so I want to let them know it's okay. But then it's a weird thing to say. But no, I'm small enough that I it's not a burden. Like I want to meet people after the show because I'm just like so grateful that they came out and bought a ticket and took like their Friday night out to come and see me. I'm like, oh my God, like. Yes, please, let's talk. But romantically, I don't know. I guess maybe some of them have it in mind, but I haven't really been on dates from comedy shows.
So what do you meet in real life, or do you go on dating apps?
Yeah, I hate the apps. I think it's just ruined our brains. It's not a way to like, I don't know, people, it just doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like I'm talking to real people. It's like a video game. And I can't take it seriously. So I've just been trying to stick to real life. And I think also like once I view it as like if I get rid of the apps, it's like survival of the fittest. Like I'll get hungry and I'll have to go out and hunt, and that'll motivate me. But if you have it in your pocket, it's like you get late, you get like fat and lazy. Like it's like having a fucking donut in your pocket at all times. You're not gonna go hunting. So it's like, now when I go out, if I'm at a bar or whatever, I'm with friends and someone's talking to me, I'm like, I'm giving them my full attention because this might be the only person I meet this week and there aren't 50 potentials in my pocket.
Yeah.
So I feel like you treat people with more like value when you don't have the...
I guess it does feel more valuable if you haven't like started the flirtation like from your toilet. Right, like, I can see how that would.
Robin's met a few people where she's on the toilet and they're in a stool next to her. And then she just goes, "What are you doing in there?" You
Sounds
single?
cool.
It sounds cool. Big toilet floater, this one. Sicko. No, I agree, but it's also like, I think it's hard, like, you don't want to feel like a creep meeting people. I know you obviously recently asked 100 people at a grocery store out, or whatever it was, but it is hard meeting people in person. As a guy, you're afraid of being a creep. Oh,
like a way to, how do you approach somebody?
I feel like, I don't know, you're just spontaneous. Like, they either want to talk to you or they don't. Yeah. So I feel like you can kind of say anything.
I agree.
And either they're going to be interested or not.
I think the best line is, "Hi, my name is blank."
Yeah.
Your real name.
Easiest is to pay someone a compliment.
Oh.
People love compliments.
When in awkward situations, or if you feel really awkward, I like when my sister will sometimes text me. She's like, "There's a good-looking guy here." Well, now she doesn't because she's dating, or she's got a boyfriend. But she's like, "What should I say?" I'm like, "You should just say, 'You look so familiar. Where do I know you from?'" And then if they want to talk to you, then you guys will go through a number of things that you could possibly know each other from. So you very quickly throw out like what you do, where you are, like the things that you do. And then, and now you have all these things you could talk about.
I used to do the opposite. I used to insult people.
You neg. You read the game.
But it was coming from a place of insecurity, and I've healed that part of me. But I think that's for a lot of people, the natural inclination is to like nag, and you got to fight that. Because a lot of people I've dated will tell the story of like, "Oh, I thought you hated me at first. I did not get the sense that you liked me." But I think I've changed my ways, and I'm trying to...
I think that's very common of women being like, "Oh, I like this guy. I'm going to treat him bad." And I'm like, why is this girl so mean to me?
like my ex, I don't know, we were talking about like when we first met, and I was like, "Where do you live?" And he's like, "The West Village." I was like, "What are you, gay?" I was like, "What are you, a girl in yoga pants?" Like, I don't know what I said, but like, why did I lead with that? I don't know. Like, he was
it worked, though.
He was like, "I like the West Village. It's nice there. I've always wanted to live there. I worked really hard." So he was like, so mean. And then I like had to win him back.
No, it worked because you're attractive.
I don't know.
That's why it worked. Because I do like that is like a pickup artist thing to like nag.
But there's also a difference because their thing is you're trying to make them insecure. Like it's not. But I also think there was like a flirty roast thing where like it's very clear you're not trying to hurt their feelings. It's just like you're just kind of having a genuine laugh. But then their thing is genuine. Like they give a compliment with a mean insult. Like, "I'm surprised you can pull off that haircut with the nose shape you have." But
the thing, I would only neg a man. I would never neg a woman.
No.
I would never. I'm so always wanting women's approval that I can't imagine leading with an insult.
Also, like, would nagging work for you? Because instinctively, I think nagging would not work for me at all. I'd be like, "Oh, I hate."
I think it works for you. I think it works for like the younger and more insecure you are, the more effective it is.
Well, classically with women that talk about dating other women, they're always like, it's so hard to tell if we're flirting or just complimenting each other because women already, like if you go to the women's bathroom, it's like, "I love your shoes. Oh my God, I love your top. Oh my God, you look amazing." So then it's like, what's the difference between that and like hitting on someone? You really don't know.
Yeah.
So
Well, and like men will say too, like I don't know if she's hitting on me, like she's just being polite.
right.
And you're like, no, I was hitting on you. And like, no, you just seemed like you were being nice. It was like it wasn't like overt at all. Like there's not a lot of like there's not an overt like, can I take you home? Or like, it's not.
Right.
But then guys will also go the other end of the spectrum where we're like, I think this girl is into me.
Into me.
You know who likes me? The barista. Actually, I think the barista wants to fuck me. And it's like, no, hardest get in the game.
Oh my god. Yeah. So you're right. Yeah. Like women are. And have you made that mistake before where you're like, she's into me?
No.
No,
You know.
Well, no, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a time where I thought someone was into me, but they weren't. No, that sounds
I gotta go deep into the memory journal here. Let me check my mind palace real quick.
I made a skit about this, and the comments were really torn. But I had this interaction with a girl at a club. It was like a bar club, whatever, dancey. And we were talking a little, but she was so dry. And I couldn't tell if she just had bad social skills or if it was me. Because she kept hanging around me and she wanted to keep talking. But I'd be like, oh, like, what do you do for work? And she's like, oh, I don't want to, it's dumb. And I was like, oh, yeah. I'm like, well, do you have a dream job? And she's like, I don't dream of labor. Which we've all heard that quote, girl.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Like,
I
I
hate
canvassed
that.
for Bernie, relax. I'm just making small talk, like throw me a bone.
I also hate it because, like, you do need to get a job. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to be
You
a dick.
just sound like you have rich parents.
Yeah.
I'm not impressed, like.
I hate you when someone throws that in. You're like, yeah, we've seen.
Yeah.
You have the
Yeah.
internet.
Yeah. No, so I put this sketch in, so some people were like, oh, I really relate to it. And a very small minority of people were like, she's obviously not into you, walk away. And I'm like, it's me. I'm playing both girls in this sketch. Like, are you okay? Like, this isn't real. It was so.
God, I hate the internet so much. I hate it so much. And also, like, I mean, I don't know. I was talking to guys. Like Julian's brother will oftentimes be like, "Can I talk to? Like, I saw this girl. Can I talk to her? Because I see her at the gym every day. Can I talk to her?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think you can talk to her."
Yeah,
I
the
think
gym
you
is tricky.
can
But then
talk
he
to her
turned up at her
once.
house and she was not impressed.
Yeah. I really think that they're like men will go online and there'll be a woman be like, this guy fucking did this and never do this. Just don't do it. And they'll be like, okay, I'll never do it. And they don't understand that there's a backstory of like, this guy probably did it like 1 or 2 times, 3 or 4 or 5 times, or he like was a fucking creep about it. And like, I just think there aren't any like actual hard and fast rules. If you're interested in somebody, you should talk to them once. Just talk to them once, and nobody's gonna be like, "Wow, if somebody is like, this guy approached me and was like politely asked me out, what a fucking creep." Like that.
Or here's the thing, maybe just talk to them with zero agenda.
Yeah, you could do that too.
Maybe you can just be like, hey, I see you around all the time. Like, are you working on it? Whatever, without the agenda of getting her number. Like, and maybe you talk to her 3-4 more times before you breach even like, oh, by the way, I hope this isn't too forward. Are you single? Whatever. But like, I think there's like you said, like you can't get mad at someone because they came over and said hello and genuinely wanted nothing from you other than be like, I see you working out all the time. I think you've got great form. Like, I just want to say hi. Like, have a great day. I think like I posted a story where I talked about like I went for a run and I was sitting on the grass by the track and this guy approached me and it was like so mind-boggling because he didn't want anything from me. He was just saying hello and he was like, I'm trying to run really fast. Can you watch me and tell me if I'm doing a good job? And then I was like, okay, yeah, okay. I'm just sitting here. And then he went and he ran from like here to here. And I was like, he came back and oh, yeah. I was like, yeah, it was good. It was good. He's like, okay, great. And he made a little small talk and he's like, okay, bye. See you around.
It's like 6-year-old energy and I love it. It's so cute. It's
Yeah.
so cute. It's
For as much as Robin
Watch
gives
me
shit
run
to
fast.
men,
Watch me
you
run
love
I
like
love
non-toxic masculinity when it's like goofy, just something like that.
No, I
Yeah,
just-
it was harmless.
It's harmless.
Also, it's about the
hilarious.
energy you bring. He brought a lighthearted, happy, I don't want
Running
anything
fast
from you energy.
But there's also very specific things you can do as a guy that are creepy, like approaching from the front and having this conversation like 4 feet away, as opposed to like getting right next to you when they say it. Like stuff like that just makes it feel less creepy.
And then, of course, most
that
people
feels
loved
natural.
most people loved the story, I think, because it was a feel-good story. But of course, there was a very small minority of people that were like, "Well, he didn't even get your number, so what the hell was the point? Like that guy finishes last." And it's like, I think you're missing the point of life.
Yeah,
He also doesn't
yeah,
finish
just
last.
life.
How could he finish last? He's so fast.
He's
So
The guy's so
That
quick.
was good. That was good. No, it's like, yeah, exactly. He's winning. He's running fast. He's having lovely interactions with strangers and then going about his day. I'm speaking well of him. Like, good karma all around. What do you mean,
Yeah.
dude?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess part of the problem also is that we've just gamified dating, and part of that is apps, which does like feel like a game.
But you also talk a lot about this idea that people need to be okay with being uncomfortable and having interactions, but instead we're like, we're kind of like, we're making the rules for like the one person who was upset by the thing, as opposed to like, sometimes you will go out there, and if we have a great world where everyone talks and has these things, 1 in 100 people would be like, that fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
But like, we have to be
You
willing to
can't
have
win 'em
that,
all.
to have
Yeah.
the 99. The solution isn't we don't do anything ever.
No.
And we live in a sterile environment.
No.
Right.
That has been Hannah, so I don't want to
our
hold you up
time.
anymore. Why don't you tell us where people, I was going to say where people can find you after we talk about stalking. This will come out in about 6 weeks.
6
or so.
minutes. I run out of here before I find my location. It's like a hunting game.
Let me find the exact. Yeah,
You said 6 weeks?
Yeah, let me check
Okay.
the exact date. But you have whatever you want to. Where are you
Where
going to
can
be
we
in
find
6
you on
weeks?
Instagram and
Right.
TikTok and all those?
So it'll be too late for Coney Island, I guess. Yeah, but find me on Instagram.
So November 3rd. What date is it today? Maybe more than 6 weeks. Sorry, November 3rd.
Yeah, I'll still have some tour dates happening. I'm going to Austin and Portland and LA. I think maybe San Diego hasn't been announced yet. So yeah, check my website, TatianaFrank.com, for tickets, or my Instagram. I think it's funny, there's people that follow me and they see all my content and still they'll DM me like, when is this show? And I'm like, brother, the bio. It's always the bio.
You can put links in there now. I had no idea.
I don't know. Is it just because we're comedians and we're always around people that are promoting themselves? I thought it was like common knowledge to every citizen and human being that it's always in the bio. It will always be in the bio. It will never not be in the bio. But I get these DMs and I'm like, I'm happy to answer, but I'm like, how did you not know?
Yeah, I do. We are too deep in like social media usage, and I'm like, what? You didn't know that?
Or
this is
Google
the way
my
to do-
name.
Yeah, it's true.
The Google? I don't know if I'm in ChatGPT yet, but don't use ChatGPT.
Don't do it.
Sorry. I used
you.
to use it a lot, I will admit, and I learned recently you shouldn't use it. You know, you're fucking, I know we don't have time.
We have time. It's not
My
even hold you up.
electric bill doubled, and everyone I know's electric bill doubled.
Because they're on the same grid as us.
And I went and I looked at my bill and I was like, oh, it's double, but exactly half of the bill is to some mysterious charge called infrastructure. And then I looked into it and it's to pay for these data centers for ChatGPT. So we think we're getting it for free. We're actually
We're paying for it.
like hundreds of dollars a month for it.
gotta check
We
my
are
And
bill.
it's like,
subsidizing these fucking assholes.
and they're profitable. Why do we need to pay for it? You know, I mean, it shouldn't be there to begin with, but it's so infuriating.
Yeah.
And I learned that they wanted to be solar, but the power companies didn't let them go to solar because the power companies want to make money, but they're charging us for the power. It's so upsetting.
It's so upsetting.
There's so many things to be mad about, guys, and that's why I do comedy. To find the light. Find the light.
So don't use ChatGPT. Save Coney Island, and we will see you next time.
And eat shit, Ted Cruz, right? Is that what you, okay.
Eat shit.